Right, so in the past couple of weeks, I've passed a Google form around in my community group, and the purpose of the form has been for people who want to ask me questions that I can answer on video to use the form to send me those questions so that I would be able to respond to them. And this is because I long to do live sessions with the community, but unfortunately, I'm struggling with time, and the time zone difference is also a big problem right now. So today I'm going to respond to one of the questions in here, and this is not a question that I've prepared for. I want to give you raw information from the bottom of my heart, and I'm not cooking any information for you. All right. So the question here is, how do you manage your time, tasks, priority, and meetings? Interestingly, over the past 1 year, the things on my plate has grown really big. Like, I have a lot of things that I am doing. If you have followed me for a while, or you have been along with me on this journey for a while, you would get to know that there's a lot of things that I'm usually involved in. I don't think, as far back as I can remember, I don't think that there has been any time in my life where I was just doing one thing. It's either I'm doing school and work, I'm combining multiple work, trying to build a startup. I'm always up to something. Interestingly, the past couple of years, I had I have usually had something to lunch on my birthday almost every year. So recently, somebody asked me, my birthday is coming up shortly, and someone asked me, what are you launching this time around? I laughed about it because I don't have anything prepared to launch this time around because I'm traveling, and in fact I have a lot of things going on. So yeah, I think this question comes at the right time to help myself reflect on how I've been able to achieve all of these, and whether what I have done in the past is also going to hold for the future that is ahead of me. And to begin with, when you have a lot of tasks, I think even the question points it out, says, I think I saw priorities somewhere. Yeah, time, tasks, priorities, and meetings. So priorities is very important, like being able to identify what is the most important. And this year in particular, what I've been doing so far is, or usually on Sundays, and this is a Sunday night, usually on Sundays, I sit down to write out all the tasks that I have to accomplish in the course of the week. And easily I'm able to also break it down into the various days. So on Mondays, these are the highlights for my Mondays. And my goal is that in the next week, if I do not achieve anything at all, and I just am able to achieve only these things that I have identified here, then I would be happy with myself. So you need to identify the things that are really important to you, especially when you are involved in a lot of things. And you have to trust that time is of essence. So being able to prioritize the things that are very important to you becomes essential in this case. And when it comes to meetings, I have a lot of meetings, and I have really struggled. There are times that I would only get to realize that I have a meeting the moment I get a notification, which is usually either 15 minutes to the time or 10 minutes to the time. So this year, what I did was try to import all my various calendars into a single calendar. So on Sunday evenings, when I do my personal review, I usually use this calendar to do the plotting. One cool thing that I did recently was I wrote down all my to-dos and not worried about plotting it on a calendar. Then I gave my to-dos to ChatGPT to convert it into a calendar file, and I downloaded that file from ChatGPT and imported it in my Google Calendar. So by doing that, I have my whole week planned out and in the calendar. I know when I have meetings, and I get notified on my phone and on my computers as well that a meeting is upcoming. So I usually get prepared for the meetings, and no meeting is currently taking me by surprise. The other thing that I do is frequently go back to the document as where I write all of the plans out, and also pay attention to the calendar. Like now I know that everything is in that calendar. So if I needed to follow up on the things that I'm supposed to do, I just open the calendar and I get to see, oh, these are the things that you're supposed to do. And on a weekly basis too, I'm reviewing it to see, I was able to do this, I was able to do that, I didn't do this, I need to move this around. So that is how I'm keeping up with my meetings and the various tasks that I have to accomplish. There was one other, okay, time management. Let me see if there's been any tricks. I think that I try my best to be as efficient as I can possibly be. The one thing that is stealing our time, a lot of these distractions stem from social media. And I think that there was a point in my life where I felt my life sort of depended on social media, especially when I was doing digital marketing. I felt that I needed to be online posting all the time if I wanted to make money. And the only way people could hear about the things I was doing and the services I offer were if I was on social media posting, responding to comments, and commenting on other people's posts. And everybody talks about the tricks of how to grow on social media, and you have to put in the hard work, right? That is what everybody says. For that reason, we end up spending a lot of time. Unfortunately, for some people, you spend the time on the platform and you don't gain anything from it. So when I realized that there is a possibility that you're spending all the time on the platform without gaining anything from it, I started advising myself not to spend a lot of time on social media, and I optimized my social media account. I started off by creating a new account, and this started somewhere 2 years ago, where I created a new Twitter account, or X account now, and I also created a new Instagram account, even though I've not been paying attention to Instagram nowadays. Right now, the one platform that I'm spending most time on, and I think it has always been the case where I choose a specific platform that I'm paying more attention to, and now it is LinkedIn for me. I'm about to graduate from my master's, and I think it's important I let the world know the expertise that I have outside of the pharmacy and software engineering, all the other expertise that I have, especially something that is in line with the masters I'm doing, so that if there are any opportunities out there, people would get to associate it with me, and for that reason, I would stand a good chance of gaining this. So that is how I'm being intentional about it. And I think for managing your time, you first need to get rid of the distractors. So even though I love Twitter, I love X a lot, but nowadays I hardly spend time on X. When I write my posts, what I'm doing right now is I write daily on Medium, then I repurpose the content. I actually just copy and paste the same content on LinkedIn and publish it on LinkedIn. Then I'll share a link on Twitter that I have just published this, and that is what I've done for more than a month now. Haven't really been tweeting or posting anywhere else, right? So because of that, I get to stay away from distractions from my phone. And in fact, I am sort of moving away from using my phone for tweeting and creating content. Like, I would prefer to use either my tablet or my workstation to write my post. And this is because when I am on my computer or tablet, I'm usually working. So if I take that short break, maybe a 15 minutes to 20 minutes break, my focus is on getting that work done, like posting that thing and leaving. So I usually even do not have time to respond to the comment, but I do my best to respond to the comments because I appreciate that people put in the time and effort to respond to something that I've written or share it, and I need to appreciate them. So I do that, but I do not go about scrolling. And I think that has helped me a lot because I am saving myself time. And usually when I see this long list of to-dos, like my calendar is so packed and I'm looking at it, there is no motivation for me to leave it and go somewhere else. There are times when I feel down, like I'm too tired to do anything. Those are the times that, okay, now I do not have to struggle. I do not have to stress myself to work. And usually this happens when I finish most of the things that I need to do. Then I can take a relaxing break, go to X or LinkedIn, go and respond to the tweets and the messages that I've gotten. I try my best to respond to as many people as possible. But yeah, those are some of my personal strategies that I'm using to stay on top of my busy schedule. And I hope that these things that I've shared with you is going to be helpful. If there is any other thing that you are trying out that is helpful to you, please feel free to share it in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions and you want me to respond to it in a video like this, feel free to use the form. So I'll put the link to the form in the description. You can use the form to ask your question. You can equally join our community group. There's a WhatsApp group. If you don't have access to it, just send me a DM on X. I'll respond to you with the link. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are yet to, and give the video a thumbs up. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.